Hi guys, and welcome to this week's video. I'm at this fantastic Scottish seaside village called Saint Monans, and if this damn weather holds off, I'm here to photograph this. You've got to admit, that's pretty damn cool. Pretty damn cool. It's the craziest of things to photograph as a landscape and a seascape photographer. It's just a zigzag concrete that goes off into nowhere. But it's fantastic, and the thing is, I've actually photographed it before. Now, I always encourage people to come back or go back to the same location, especially if you can go there more than maybe a couple of times. Go back and go back and go back again, because it'll make you think outside the box. It'll make you work harder for compositions. But there's a problem. You're really restricted with where you can go. There's just a harbour wall you can stand on, unless you actually want to walk down onto the pier itself, onto the zigzag, then you could do that, of course. But I've done all of that. But you know what? Sometimes it just doesn't matter. Sometimes it's just about going back and, I don't know, retake the same old pictures. I mean, photography is more than just collecting pictures for your portfolio, isn't it? Just checking the time, it is 5:15, 15 minutes away from sunrise. You can see behind me there's a little bit of light, a little bit of colour just creeping over the horizon. I don't think we're going to get much more than that. I don't think it's going to be very spectacular. The sky is very thick of cloud, and it's actually raining as we speak, which is a real shame. That's a real shame, but never mind. But we've got a high tide, so all the stars have aligned to grab this shot. In theory, nice weather, sunrise, high tide, perfect. I don't think the light's going to play ball, but it doesn't really matter. It's good enough. I could do some fine arty stuff and do some black and white stuff as well. A little bit misty into the distance, but I think those conditions are definitely playing into our hands. Love it, love it. The tide, we've got 20 minutes left before it's full tide or high tide. But the thing is, when I checked the tide times, it was a very high tide today, and because the sea is so calm, the water's not actually going over the zigzag. I was rather hoping we'd get a bit more drama with the sea coming over the zigzag, but A, the sea isn't high enough, and B, it's just super flat. There's just nothing going on at all. Got something quite exciting to shoot in about 2 or 3 hours from now though. Something very exciting. And I think I've seen a very different composition. It means I have to jump in the van and drive the other side of the harbour and shoot in a completely different direction. But yeah, pretty cool. Before I go, I'm going to take a landscape sweep. I'm only doing 30-second exposures. That's enough just to flatten that water out. That's all I want. Again, because there's no drama in the water. I was hoping to do a few 1 or 2 second shots, because they're great when you see the drama in the waves and so on and so forth. But clearly that's not going to happen today. But yeah, I'll do a quick panoramic sweep, and I'll wander across to this other location I've spotted and see if that works out. I've come away quite a bit from the zigzag pier because I spotted obviously another breakwater bit of concrete that looks quite interesting. So I just thought, let's zoom right across the right hand side, way over to the right, and shoot into the zigzag pier from this angle. As you can see behind me, I think the romance of the zigzag pier has definitely gone from here, because instead of the zigzag it now looks just fairly straight. But yeah, it's a very interesting blocky composition, but over a long exposure I think works really, really well. Second location of the day. Look at that. How cool is that? Lavender fields. And apparently we're not in the south of France, although I think the weather is pretty akin to the south of France. We're in Fife, in Scotland. Have I said that right, guys? Yep. And I'm with Bill, and I'm with Kevin. That's Bill. That's Kevin. And who posted the picture? Was it you, Bill? Yeah. Bill's solely responsible for me being here. Bill posted a picture on my Facebook group, and he actually even said what I just said then. Believe it or not, I'm not in the south of France, I'm actually in Scotland. So I thought, wow, never photographed lavender fields before, so today is a first. I reached out, spoke to Bill, and Bill said, yeah, for 30 quid, I'll show you exactly where they are. Bloody tight-ass Scotsman, you know what I mean? Seriously. Yeah, how cool is this? This is Fife in Scotland. The area we're photographing is deceptively small. I'll be interested to see how the guys manage, because they're taking all sorts of angles, where for me I've been, I don't know, straight down its throat, straight down the middle. The gaps between the lavenders actually is a lot bigger than I anticipated, so I thought if I took a shot using rules of thirds, as in lavender right, lavender left on the thirds coming in, then there's too much green grass in the middle. So for me, I've just gone right down its throat, taking a shot all the way up. Sadly, there's nothing of interest in the background, so I might need to add something. This really is quite cool. But when you see lavender fields, all you can imagine is gorgeous lavender fields with the gorgeous orangey, reddy sunrise, sunset lighting, with a hut in the background that looks just tremendous, or a lone tree or something like that. And here you haven't got that. Now, to the camera it does actually look like there's a lot of lavender around, but there isn't. There's only one small strip. So I suppose, yeah, it's testament to how well you can frame an image to make it look like as if it's a well, I don't know, a chateau in the south of France, or whatever they call these places where they actually grow lavender. Yeah, but it's quite interesting. But looking at it, walking around with my vlogging camera, and taking a few test shots. I think realistically down its throat, all the way up, right from the middle, really symmetrical. And I'll possibly add something, maybe a lone tree. I might add a lone tree. If I do add something, by the way, I'll show you the before and the after. And I might grab one shot from an angle, like a 45-degree angle. But I took a test shot with my vlogging camera and I didn't feel it, if I'm honest. But I'll grab it all the same. What a tremendous place. This is quite a cool place. Ruins of an old castle. Well, not actually ruins, there's a castle here. So this throws up many challenges, but I'm happy to accept that today. I think the primary objective for me when you photograph something like this is to ensure that you take a landscape picture with a castle that features in it. Otherwise you'll get carried away and end up just taking pictures of a castle. And if you take pictures of a castle, that's good if that was your intention, but what are you really going to do with a picture of a castle apart from set it to the bodies that own this castle? I don't really know. So it's a bit of a difficult one, but for me, my primary objective is I'd rather look for a nice landscape location and feature this castle in it. Beautiful. Really nice tree to the left, nice tree to the right, ruins on this side, and on the other side obviously looks like the main body of the castle, which is still intact, and this looks really, really nice. So my first primary objective is I'm just going to grab a nice picture of the castle. I'll do a panoramic sweep because I want to make sure I get this tree in on the right hand side. So it'll be from the left hand side of the castle, maybe 7 or 8 shots, making sure that I get the tree in, so it'll be a nice landscape shot. But then I want to walk further away and seeing if I can incorporate maybe more of this tree in the surrounding land, because it does look really, really nice. So this is a bit of a challenge. Not too sure about this. I've come about 20 yards further back just to encompass the tree on the left hand side. Again, I've just done a panoramic sweep. This is where the challenge lies, because my thought process from up there was come further back, tree on the left hand side, castle, tree would be really nice. But of course, as you come further back, you start to go lower and lower and lower. Then you're looking up at the castle, but the castle is now being hidden, half of the castle is being hidden by a stone wall. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I've taken a shot anyway, so I'll just decide afterwards. I think I've got something that's going to work very, very well. I used a bit of wild grass. I think that's what it's called anyway, but try to use that as foreground interest, but work in the composition a bit more and walking a little bit further round. I found these bunch of wild daisies. How cool are they? So I think a standard portrait orientation, that in the foreground, castle ruins in the background, possibly something like a 4x5 crop. I'm not a fan of portrait style landscapes, but I think in this instance, I think it'll work a treat.
Bye.